There's a new approach to leadership known as C-suite. Take a look. Catherine, thank you so much for being on Mile High Living. We're glad you're on the show today. I'd like to just dive right in, if you don't mind, and let's talk about the C-level executives and really why do they need to take a new approach to leadership?
One of the key findings in our recent research was the emergence of a group that we're calling the Pathfinders. And this is a group within society, about 30% of the population, that transcends both age and gender, but has huge potential to influence and direct senior executives in companies.
How are they actually challenging then these C-suite, executives and motivating change?
They're changing that group by requiring the senior leaders to think about using more of what we're calling right brain skills. So things like empathy, creativity, innovation, and intuition.
These Pathfinders sound like a force to be reckoned with. Would you consider them a threat, would you say?
Our words are ignore them at your peril. So if you ignore them, certainly they're a threat. But we would also say, given the stats I just mentioned around Pathfinders, they stand to be companies' greatest asset as employees and consumers if you can find a meaningful way to connect with them.
Well, that's the challenge then, right? That meaningful way to connect. I mean, how can they use that energy and that insight to better their business?
So 3 things that senior executives can do to be able to build those skills, stretch, and then better connect with the Pathfinders. Number 1, open up the C-suite, bring in different levels of employees, bring in some outsiders, and start working through problems with a different crowd than they've worked through before so that they're less comfortable and more required to stretch their thinking and skill set. Number 2, actually practice with role-based scenarios and case studies so that you tackle a problem that might require a little bit more relationship building or negotiation. And then number 3, use a technique that's very popular in marketing and research areas these days called human-centered design, where you actually put the needs of the human at the center of everything you're thinking. So by addressing and thinking about the Pathfinder's interests and issues and designing solutions around those, it can also work to build some of those right brain skills and therefore better connect with the Pathfinders.
Catherine, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gina.
Learn more online, Accenture.com. They paid for today's segment.